I don't care if you've been fighting with Waffle House employees all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Giant Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live and direct from the Beasta. Smoke me out, fam, with the dankest of the dank. On my left, your boy Blue.
Bullet bourbon. I drink it, and they're not paying me for it.
on my far right. On my far right, engineer on the 1 to 2. Still feel on the 3 voice, Kronos.
It's dry January. I'm going back to keto. Be a new man this year, I guess. Let's do this thing. And here we go. Old Ninja. He could do his intro, I guess, now. He came in just in time.
Last but not least, right on time, but still fucking late. The oldest ninja in the world, Old Ninja.
We started already? Why'd y'all tell somebody? None of y'all told my nurses or nothing.
Oh,
I'm old.
This old motherfucker.
Yeah, I got my old nurses and stuff. Hey, put that back.
You trying to steal money out of your wallet?
Maybe. These nurses up here bother me. I can't sleep. Watch my stories.
Fuck it. All right, we back up in this motherfucker. Kronos, what you got for some statistical analysis?
Stats would be XOR is listener of the week again. I guess he wanted to make a comeback beginning of the year. Thanks a lot, man. And
I had to do it on vacation.
Yeah, well, I mean, he got married. And he's got like a new house, right?
Yeah.
And then
in-laws and
yeah. And first in the chat would be my boy Patrick. What's going on, fam?
Nice.
Real quick, Patrick, I saw you tagged me in a post on Facebook about an interesting topic, which, yeah, that'd be really good for like either this or balance exchange about just like financing money and debt and stuff like that. And you brought up a point that people weren't thinking about before. Some people, I don't know, when you have to go into debt at some point to like get credit, and it sucks, yes, but there's other times where it actually makes sense to take on some debt if you have like super low, interest or 0% APR. Then it's like, what's the risk there, I guess. But I guess getting to that point is the issue. But that's a whole podcast.
It sure is.
Oh, yep, been there, done that.
I'd do a secure loan to myself before just to rebuild my credit because I fucked my shit up. Apparently, if you pay off all your debt, it's really bad. It's really bad.
Dumb.
You know what's fucked up? It was, I want to say 1990 that credit scores came out. It wasn't like, it's not this ancient thing.
No,
it's not like something that they had back in 1950s or 40s, whatever. It's fairly fucking recent in our lifetime that they had credit scores.
I don't think it was in the 90s. I think it's like kind of more recent, a little older than that. But yeah, it's
maybe late 80s.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing that was used to like really fuck people over with, getting access to money.
I'm looking right now.
Something is wrong with my feed, but we're still recording.
Okay.
Yeah, it's being
let us know if something changed.
Was a problem with the network for some reason.
Yeah, a little copy for me for a second there.
Dropped us completely. We're not live.
No, we're not live. But it's yeah. There we go. I think we're back now. Yeah, it's just like tripping.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Don't worry. We could
definitely monitor it.
Yeah, as long as we can hear each other, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Old Ninja, who you pouring it out and for whom?
Where am I? This week we're gonna pour out some Slits, my liquor out this week. We're gonna start off with let me see this here. Anita Pointer, the sometimes lead singer of the powerhouse sister group from Oakland, the Pointer Sisters. The sisters themselves, they provided the Neutron Dance, the soundtrack to the hit Beverly Hills Cop film. The Grammy-winning sister not only sung pop music, but gospel and country, which they won a Grammy in 1975. The Pointer Sisters became the very first black female group to perform at the Grand Ole Opry. I believe
Opry.
Is it Opry? So there's no A. So,
yeah,
but
it's a famous thing, Opry.
Yeah, it is a famous thing that I knew about. It's famous in Nashville, but they're the first ones to be there in 1975. The Pointer Sisters were definitely one of the sounds of the 80s, as the saying goes, and the albums go. Anita Pointer did a collaboration with the country music star Earl Thomas Conley for the song itself gained much success. which helped her launch her solo album career, for which it reached in the Billboard Top 100. She died at her home due to cancer at the age of 74. Next up, we have Gangster Boo. Born Lola Michelle. She was part of the rap group 3-6 Mafia. Her stardom started in the 90s when she linked up with Juicy J, Lord Infamous, Crunchy Black, Kusa Nigga, Kusa Nika, and more. She was the only
Bro, if he
female
was right,
rapper
you
of
that council right there.
Oh well. Tell it to, we'll get into it later. But somebody else, he kept saying he kept getting canceled, but he was able to fight it. Anyway, the 3-6 Mafia crew. She's the only female member. She's featured in 3-6 Mafia's first 5 studio albums, and then she also did her debut album, which was recorded in '95, Mystic Styles. She did her own solo albums, and she did mixtapes. But in the early 2000s, she left the group. She did her own solo career to continue her solo career. She would go on to work with Gucci Mane, Lil Jon, Outkast, E40, T.I., and The Game, and more. Her death is being investigated due to the possible involvement of narcotics in her death. She was 43.
Young, super young.
Yeah, she was on the latest Run the Jewels album. She was she had some really good bars on there. She did the hook for one of the songs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Ken Block. Ken Block, he was a rally car driving champion, action sports star, and DC Shoes co-founder. He was the most recognizable rally car driver since he won so many titles, but he was also a skateboarder, a motocross driver, and a snowboarder. He competed in each of those sports. He had his own racing division with Ford Performance called Hoonigan Racing Division. He holds a couple of world records, including the world's fastest snowcat, which was a modified Ford Raptor. He's featured in the video game driving series Dirt as a driver and a teacher. He has numerous, I believe it's pronounced Gymkhana videos.
Gymkhana.
Or Gymkhana videos, which is a type of speed test driving. He died during a snowmobile accident. He was 55.
Yeah. I've been a fan of his for a while, and my daughter actually got really into him because she really loved watching the Gymkhana videos. If y'all haven't watched the Gymkhana videos, they're so much fucking fun to watch. Like, there's one, the first one I watched was when he went into San Francisco, and basically he started his run. And
right?
Yeah, and he went across the Bay Bridge, and just like tore up fucking San Francisco like in a car. Obviously they shut down the streets, but he does some crazy shit with cars.
Oh, so one of the ones that I remember, I had no idea who he was until about 2011. So there's this huge video that they posted. It was, I think it aired during the Super Bowl, but it's him in his modified Ford Fiesta. It's a rally version of the Ford Fiesta. He drives it through Universal Studios. So he drifts through the whole park. And there's a part where he goes to a studio, and in the studio, they're filming Epic Mealtime when Epic Mealtime was king of YouTube. So he does a huge donut around their set while they're like going off about Jack Daniels, liquor, bacon, and sugar, and like he just like spins this huge circle around them and then he takes off. And then the rumor was there's 2 guys in monkey suits. So one of them goes up on a ladder, and on the ladder, Ken like does like a side swipe of the ladder while the guy jumps off of it and he lands on the other side and just walks away. The rumor was that those guys were the Jackass guys. I don't know if they were or not, but it makes sense because they're kind of stunt guys too. But it was a really sick ass video. It's about 10 minutes long. You can watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, I think
it's fucking awesome.
I think it might have been Steve-O because he wanted to do a backflip instead of just jumping off of it, and then he was like, "Oh, it's too tall."
Yeah.
It was like too high to do a backflip off of it.
It's pretty fucking high because like he's taller than the car, and then he stands upright on top of the fucking the ladder, and when he hits the ladder, when they do each of his stunts in slow mo, you can see his GoPros because his car's lined with GoPros all around. One of the GoPros breaks right off when he goes right through, and he keeps going, keeps going right through. It's pretty fucking awesome. It was pretty fucking badass fucking stunt. It's pretty awesome. And it's about 10 minutes long. You can watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, his cars in general are also like super epic because he breaks down like how his cars are modified. Like he had this badass the Unicorn. It was a Ford Mustang, but it was all wheel drive, and I think it had like a Japanese
Oh
motor in it, if
shit!
I remember correctly. But it was like 1,000 something horsepower. It was like this insane car, and then he had like another one that was like a Ford truck that was badass that he drove through China, and he'd like hooned it up in fucking China on a Gymkhana. It was just he does some crazy stuff with his cars. Oh, and he had like this crazy like prototype Audi like e-tron car. And it was crazy. Like he's drifting, but there's like no loud noises. It's you just hear the tires and like a little bit of whine from the motor, but it was like super quiet. Yeah.
Oh, was that the e-car? Because he was doing a rally in like a all electric vehicle pretty recently.
Yeah, there's a couple of them now. Like they call them e-trons from Audi. I'm pretty sure he
Oh
calls them
yeah,
e-tron from
that's
Audi.
right. They do call them e-trons. Yeah. Oh, so I'm looking at the Mustang. It's like a modified fastback.
Yeah, it's bad. Like the way it looks is badass.
Looking.
Yeah.
It has no hood. It's just that's fucking awesome. But yeah, that's how I first knew about him when Epic Mealtime was fucking huge and Homeboy just drifted through all of Universal Studios at like lightning speed. It's fucking ridiculous. But yeah. R.I.P. to him. Did you hear about the way he died? It's actually pretty messed up.
Yeah.
Well,
Kinda.
Yeah.
So he was on a snowmobile and like he lost his footing or whatnot. So basically the snowmobile went out from under him, flipped over him, and landed on top of him.
shit.
Basically crushed him. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
Fuck.
So
Not to change the subject, but was it a snow plow or a snow machine with Jeremey Renner that almost killed him?
No, he has
no, it was a snowmobile.
Yeah.
Snowmobile. Okay.
No, Jeremy Renner was a snowplow.
Yeah.
His was a plow.
Okay. Plow.
We'll get to him in a minute. I still got a couple. I got a couple more real quick.
Hold on.
Yeah.
With his
It was a snow cat.
yeah. What's messed up
He has a
about
modified.
Right.
the Kim Block death, what's messed up is that his last video on Instagram was him going outside and everything's snowing, and he's like, somewhere underneath there is my Can-Am, like whatever. It was like the thing that he died on, and that's what he took out. It was like he took a video of it. Like, what the fuck's wrong with my video?
Well, that's kind of similar to what happened to Jeremy Renner too, because his last video on his Instagram was him like driving around in his snow cat, like clearing out the snow, and then I think like a little bit later is when he had the accident.
And Jeremy Renner is still alive.
He's still alive. He's still alive.
We'll get to him in a second.
In very bad shape.
Yeah.
So next up we have Barbara Walters, known as either a hard-hitting journalist or a mean girl with an Ivy League stature. She appeared on the Today Show, Today, not the Today Show. She appeared on Today, 2020, ABC Evening News, and The View. She has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She has interviewed every sitting president and the first lady during her career as a journalist. She's well known for having sit-down interviews with world leaders and influential celebrities. Her most watched interview was the Monica Lewinsky interview.
I can see that.
She was kind of she was not nice to her.
I guess. Barbara Walters created, produced, and co-hosted the ABC daytime talk show The View. She reappeared on the program from 1997 until she retired in 2014. She died at her home at the age of 93. 93. And then last we have, I believe it's pronounced Pele. I can't speak Portuguese, so I believe it's pronounced Pele. Could we put Pele?
It's Pele.
Pele. So his birth name is Edison Arantes do Nascimento. That's his birth name.
Dude, I
But
think
his
your cat in the
nickname
background is
is
floating.
What?
Fucking magical words you just said there.
Yeah, my Patronus. But that's his birth name. His nickname is Pele. He was a professional Brazilian soccer player or footballer for people outside the U.S. and our Brazilian friends who listen to us. We know it's called
football, not football.
Yeah,
Foot.
it's called
football.
Well, if you're English, they call it football. He's regarded as one of the greatest players of all time and labeled the greatest by FIFA. In 1999, he was named Athlete of the Century by the International Olympic Committee. He has 1,279 goals in 1,363 games. So he averages at least one goal per game.
Damn.
He's he has a Guinness World Record of scoring the most goals per match. In his country of Brazil, he is a superstar and a national icon. He's appeared in movies and commercials. In fact, there's a movie called I lost the movie. It's called Escape to Victory. It's a World War II movie with him as a soccer allied prisoner, which also stars Michael Caine and Sylvester Stallone. This movie came out in 1981. Pretty weird, like to see, I guess Michael Caine and Sylvester Stallone as soccer players in prison during World War II. But most of the players in football, or AKA the soccer world, see him as a god. They don't even see him as a player. Due to his ability to play every position on the field with amazing athleticism. He died due to multiple organ failure and from complications from colon cancer. He was 82. So
I thought the big stat for him that I saw was he was a big part of them winning 3 World Cups, right?
yes, I guess he's the one that he's won the most World Cups of any player apparently. So
Impressive.
yeah, he has so many accolades. It's like too many to list. It'd be like literally a whole podcast. So he's been knighted. He's been on TV. He's had political positions. He's done it all, literally.
Wait, they knight folks? I thought they only knighted the folks that were like British.
He's been knighted. He's been knighted by Queen Elizabeth II. I can give you where's the exact date?
That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, he's been knighted by Queen Elizabeth II at Buckingham Palace
Damn.
In 1997.
Shit. Okay.
I wonder if the queen is a royal queen of spades.
I mean,
she's the queen of the spades.
Maybe it was a cuckold variety, but not publicly.
I love it.
That's how she lives so long.
Yeah.
Gotta have eggplants. Good for you, man.
Vitamin D.
Yeah.
All right. Any others?
No, that was it. That was the last one.
Did we want to circle back really quickly? Because obviously we alluded to it.
Jeremey Renner.
Jeremey Renner,
yeah. So
I wish Stitch was on here because he's a fan of Jeremy. I mean,
what's even more ironic is that this happened where Stitch was recently.
Oh yeah,
recently there. This happened in Reno, Nevada, and Stitch was in Tahoe for like a week.
I thought it happened in Tahoe.
No, it happened.
It's pretty close.
They're literally like 20, 30 minutes away from each other. But apparently he has a
he was up in Tahoe.
Yeah, it says happened in Reno, Nevada. Apparently he has a property there, and because of all the rain, which produced snow at that altitude, he brought his snowplow out to plow out his front yard, and there was some kind of accident to where he was broken, and he needed multiple surgeries on the same day just to save his life.
Yeah, it looks like he was snowplowing his driveway or his property, and I don't know if he got out of. I guess he got out of the vehicle because the machine came on and like ran over his leg, and I guess it severed one of his
arteries,
like major artery, because he was bleeding out like crazy. But luckily, one of his neighbors was a doctor who came in and like did a quick tourniquet. Is that the right word? Yeah, and stopped the bleeding as best as he could, and like he had to get helicopter lifted out of there. But what's crazy is that like if the doctor wasn't there, he most likely would have died. But like what's also crazy is that like they were worried that the ambulance couldn't get there. I said it right. They couldn't get there because it was snowed in, and this was like right during the time we had that giant snowstorm that happened a couple of days ago. So like him surviving was not one out of a million, but it was a hard like the situation wasn't there for him to survive, but luckily everything he kind of pulled through. But yeah, he had to have like 2 surgeries. He's doing well. He posted up on his Instagram the picture of him in
his social
Operation Chamber. All of his socials basically. But yeah, that's scary. Like he lost a lot of blood, and like I think there was also like he had damage to his chest too. Like I'm not sure what happened there, but like his whole like his chest was all torn up and stuff too, which I'm assuming it happened from the snowplow as well. But yeah, the whole story is just crazy.
Super crazy. And the picture he sent, you see part like the left side of his face is damaged, like bruised up and shit, maybe
Yep.
even broken. Like they saved his life within a short period of time. Like he had to go through it. Like they literally had to wait for his body to partially recover to do a second operation within the same day.
Wow.
Damn.
Well,
So his property is in Tahoe, and they flew him to a renal hospital.
Okay.
yeah, same area.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
same
like
area.
a 30-minute drive. If they flew him, that's like a less than 10-minute flight.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did
it
y'all?
was a 25-mile flight, which is probably like two or 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's probably like 6 minutes max.
Did y'all see the Buffalo Bills secondary?
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's his,
So I didn't watch it live, and I just saw like the aftermath. But y'all speak on this because there's a lot to unpack to this as well.
yeah, go ahead, Prentice. You set it up.
Well, I forget the guy's name. It's like Damar. Is it Higgins? I think
Hamlin.
Hamlin. Sorry, Damar Hamlin. Yeah, he was. He's a safety, right? As far as I remember correctly.
Mhm.
Yeah, and he tackled somebody, and then like shortly thereafter, he just kind of fell over, and they didn't know what was going on, and apparently he had some sort of heart distress, possibly a heart attack, and they were doing CP. This is during Monday Night Football, and they were doing CPR on this
Live.
guy. Yeah, they're doing CPR on this guy for 9 minutes, and as far as I know, right now he's still alive, but yeah, they had to straight up cancel the game, and they still have not rescheduled the game because of what happened. And it's pretty crazy that you see accidents happen, in the NFL all the time, but usually they're just like some sort of blunt force trauma or broken bones or something like that, concussion, something like that. But you usually don't see somebody in like some sort of cardiac arrest happen on the field. And the guy's relatively young. I don't know his actual age, but he's got to be less than
I think
30.
he's like 24.
Yeah, and so
I think he's 24.
that's pretty crazy, and it's really
is
really
24.
unfortunate that happened, especially live on TV.
Yeah, the only thing I want to add, the NFL, obviously the NFL makes billions and billions of dollars. It was very debatable initially whether or not they were going to continue the game, and the players and the coaches, I think it was the Bengals and the Bills, were very forceful in saying no. We don't know if this person literally is going to be dead tonight. We're not doing this again, or we're not playing this stupid ass fucking game again. And I want to give props to them, and then just throw fucking shade at anybody, whether the league or television, whatever the fuck, who was in favor of just kind of disregarding this man's life and saying, well, let's keep selling razors and trucks or whatever the fuck on Monday Night Football. Like,
Yeah,
So everything.
this should have stopped everything.
Sell that popcorn. So the thing was, from what I understand, he literally died on the field. Apparently, his heart did stop for like a few
Oh, yeah.
minutes. So they had to resuscitate him with the staff they had online before he got transported to a hospital. And the thing was, apparently, the NFL thought the game was going to continue, and they wanted the game to continue.
of course.
If
Yeah.
it wasn't for the coaching staff and both on both sides of the team, they say we're not going to play. Like
Yeah.
this man could have died. He was literally dead for a few minutes. We almost lost a player, and he wants to keep playing. Like if we keep playing, this could happen to someone else potentially. So
This is the
we're gonna
first
not
time-
play, and we're not gonna pretend like because if that young man had died that night, that would have affected the whole morale of the team and the game. So instead of just putting everyone through that, they're just like, we're not going to play. We're going to postpone the game. But you have all these good old boys that are saying, oh, no, just get back out there. The rest of the team ain't hurt. Y'all can play. He just can't play. But no, they're like, no, we're not doing this.
This has like shades of like the old Skip Bayless. Remember he used to work for, what was it, the San
Old Skip
Jose
Bayless?
something? Well, probably current Skip Bayless, but this is like right after 9/11 happened, and he penned an op-ed about how he was pissed that, the professional athletes were not stepping up right after 9/11 and like entertaining us. And he's like, I had to come to work. Why don't you need to go to work? You're getting paid all this money. Go to, come entertain us. I'm like, bruh, like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That happened with the pandemic too, like with like sport events. People are like, well, how come these guys aren't entertaining us? It's like, dude, there's a deadly disease out there that's killing people. Like, sit down and shut up. Watch porn or something.
They could do that at home by themselves.
Yeah,
there was
by yourself.
too. That shit was hilarious. I'm just saying.
So Skip Bayless is like the spearhead of what not to do right now, because he caught a lot of heat from a tweet that he posted during the game. And so it was so much so that his partner, Shannon Sharp, on the show did not show up because of what Skip had said.
I'm surprised Shannon Sharp didn't whip his ass from that comment that he made about
so that's probably why he didn't show up.
Yeah, because he was talking about how Tom Brady had more accomplishments than Shannon Sharp, and it's like, Skip Bayless, what the fuck have you accomplished in your life? Like, you didn't play fucking football, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, come on, these are people playing at the high. There's no way that you could even play at like a single percentage of the athleticism as either Shannon Sharp or Tom Brady. And you're out here, trying to throw shade at Shannon Sharp. It's like, come on, man.
And meanwhile, I mean, just for those who don't know, Shannon Sharp was one of the greatest tight ends we've ever seen in the history of the NFL. Like, 3-time Super Bowl champion, I believe, Hall of Famer already. Like, and the guy is 50-something years old and still jacked as fuck.
He's fucking so jacked. I'm like, dude.
I mean, I know you guys know I'm the NFL fucking guru on this podcast, but this is the first time this has happened, right? Where a player had a cardiac arrest or had like a heart attack on the field.
So I heard, that's a great question, Blue. And for most people, it is, because in our lifetime, most of our lifetime, besides Old Ninja, it hasn't happened. But in the 70s, supposedly it did happen at the end of the fourth quarter of some game. Obviously, it's a different game now. But, whenever you're talking about near death or basically dying and getting resuscitated back to life on the field, that's fairly rare for this sport, even though it's a very violent sport. There's injuries all the time. Obviously, there's been a couple times, and Kronos, you're going to have to correct me. For boxing, it's happened a couple times in the last 40. Yeah.
It's happened a bunch of times.
Yeah, boxing. So it's more prevalent in boxing. I know that.
I heard that like in boxing, what happens is basically the person gets punched in the chest at a perfect timing where the heart's like at a certain beat of rhythm, and basically it causes the heart like not to skip a beat, but like it basically stops the heart. Like, you punch a person so hard that their heart just stops, and that's what caused them to have like the cardiac arrest. But I mean, this is something I've heard earlier today. I'm not sure how 100% true that is, but I mean, it just sounds like some shit out of a movie. Yeah,
people have died usually from either some heart related issue or brain trauma. So brain trauma is pretty common. There's people that have died like they've gotten knocked out, and then like later on that night they've died, or they've completed a fight but they've taken way too much damage and they died because those gloves they're padded, but they're just really protecting your hands, and so it's not protecting you from a fucking concussion. Like, your brain is still getting sloshed around, so that's why I think.
Well, the other thing that.
Go ahead.
No, good.
I'm just saying, like, that's why
I was going to say the other thing that's.
No,
and then there was like this one guy with it. Wait, sorry.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, man. Sorry.
I was just going to say.
But then there was a defibrillator out there that wait. Sorry. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, we're all off base, man. My bad. I haven't been on for a couple weeks. I was just going to say the swelling on the brain too.
Yeah.
The swelling, like the swelling not stopping is hard. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, that's why they have those like caps now. The cooling cap, like it's basically like a frozen cap you can put on if you're in danger of having a concussion. Which if you get knocked the fuck out, you have a concussion. I don't know why people try to argue this. Like, your brain just doesn't shut off out of fucking nowhere. So especially when you get hit by something. So it's when your brain goes slosh back and forward or side to side, hits the side of your skull, and that causes a lot of damage to your brain. And people, when they see those things happen, they're like, "Oh no, it's okay." It's like, no, I mean that's a concussion on some level if you get fucking knocked out.
Well, and just to be really clear about the NFL, they lied for decades about concussions and CTE.
A lot of shit.
Disparaged all kinds of doctors on this issue. Wait. So when you talk about people not taking concussions seriously. Some of that is based on the PR from the NFL for the last 30 years. It really is.
Did you? I can't remember where I saw this, but I'm not sure if you shared this. But there was something that I saw recently that said like the NFL basically. So what is it for concussions? Like I'm trying to think of how it goes. So basically, the NFL said that like black folks they can't get paid money for getting concussions because they didn't have the intelligence. Like so apparently when you have head trauma, like you're supposed to like lose some of like your intelligence, whatever. But like the NFL was like, well, black people they're not smart enough to like benefit from getting a concussion or like the NFL was paying people for getting concussions and they felt like black people didn't deserve more money because they felt that they were less intelligent. That's how it goes, right?
You're pretty much right, Blue. Yeah, you guys can look it up for yourselves, but basically the NFL said, which is a league of about roughly 72% black. Black folks just aren't intelligent on their own to warrant them getting the buyouts from CTEs and concussions because their test scores aren't good enough already. And it's just big, dumb black athletes any fucking way. And it was, I mean, they put it in statements and, literature, you can see it. It wasn't one of those things where it's just big, dumb athletes, period. It was anti-black athletes being smart enough. So, I mean, it's very blatant with the NFL in terms of their stance on a lot of things.
I just read the most disturbing thing just now. So I looked up the only person to ever die in the NFL, and this is a fucked up story. All right, so apparently the guy's name was Chuck Hughes, and he played. Where did he play for? Shit. Doesn't say which team. Oh, he was for the Philadelphia Eagles, I believe. And he suffered an injury in August of 1971 in a preseason game against the Buffalo Bills, which led him to collapsing in the locker room. He was hospitalized, but doctors were unable to diagnose what was wrong. They suspected a spleen injury. He was released despite never fully recovering. Hughes would suffer what he believed was going to be acid reflux and other maladies the remaining 2 months of his life. He insisted on continuing to play. And he did. And he said it wasn't that bad, the pain. And so in October 24th, 1971, the Lions hosted Chicago Bears. I guess he played for the Lions or the Bears. It doesn't really say here. But late in the fourth quarter with the Detroit trailing, let's see, they were going into Chicago. That doesn't matter. Into the game. He entered the game as an injury replacement, caught a pass from the quarterback, and 3 plays later, he threw a pass to a tight end and dropped near the end zone. Hughes was a decoy in the play and began running back to the huddle. And suddenly he dropped to the turf, clutching his chest around the 20-yard line. Hughes collapsed near the linebacker Dick Butkus and saw him to begin convulse violently on the field. Butkus, asked for assistance and he just fucking died on the field. And it ended up being that he had some crazy heart problems. Yeah, his postmortem is that he had suffered from undiagnosed advanced arteriosclerosis of one artery, 75% blocked. And that was the direct cause to coronary thrombosis. Like, how the fuck did you miss that? And he had a myocardial infraction that cut off the blood flow to his heart. They missed all that shit when he went to the hospital. All that shit.
Yeah, they didn't give a fuck. They didn't give a single fuck. But
and they said it was a spleen injury. I don't even know where the fuck your spleen is.
Yeah, but
holy shit! The widow filed a $21.5 million malpractice lawsuit against Henry Ford Hospital, the hospital that didn't diagnose him after the Bills game, and they settled in October of 1974 for an undisclosed amount, which is probably around that amount. $21.5 million in 1974 is basically a goddamn $1 billion today. That's a lot of money.
I was gonna say that's a lot of fucking money for back then.
Yeah,
like even $1 million back then was a lot.
But you know what? Good for her though, in terms of like, if that's your loved one and you know that they could have gotten quality care and lived a much longer life, fuck those people.
Yeah,
pay that money. So yeah,
it's all bad.
Yeah, one interesting thing I learned like probably pretty recently is that a heart defibrillator. Like in the movies, they make it seem like the heart defibrillator basically starts the heart back up.
No.
But no, it does not do that. It basically just gets the heart back into rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you're
Fun fact for everybody out there.
AFib, right? I think it's atrial fibrillation, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, them paddles. Are you just to make sure I'm on the same page? You're talking about the paddles?
Yeah, the one they like clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just basically gets your heart back into rhythm because it's offbeat.
There you go.
They should just play some Dre. The heartbeat racing again.
That shit's scary too, because Kay, she gets. I mean, she's obviously, I've talked about it before. She's had 3 open heart surgeries, and so we have to always monitor her heart. And she recently had to get like an implant, like not a breast implant, but something in her body to like monitor her heart constantly now because she already had to have her valve fixed like later on in life, like we've been together. They had to go through and do I forget the name of it. It's called basically like they burn nerves to make it get back into normal rhythm. And recently it's been kind of acting up again. And you have to wear like this really intrusive like patch on your body, like on your chest that falls off within like a week, and it's like super annoying. Or get like an implant that constantly monitors your heart and to see what's going on. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. I had to learn so much shit about the cardiovascular system when we got together.
So a friend of mine, he's actually a friend of he's the younger brother of a friend of me and poor homie Quan. They have a rare heart defect. It's a genetic thing. Like only the men in the family have gotten it. 3 of the male members have died from it. So the youngest male, they put in this the best way I can describe it. It's a portable defibrillator inside on the heart. So if his heart stopped, it's supposed to explode to start the heart again. So he has it, but it's like a one-time thing. It has to be replaced every 10 years or something. So, but he has to live with that the rest of his life. Like he has to go in regularly to get it replaced so it pops off if his heart stops. It's super weird.
Oh, there you go.
So I looked up on oh shit, my phone's up. I looked up on online to see like what $21 million equivalent to now, and it's like getting $129 million, $127 million if I round up. But like, dude, that's
still a lot of money. Either way, I'll take $21 million right fucking now.
I mean,
that's
a high price to pay though. Losing somebody.
True. Losing somebody, that's very true.
Also,
but,
the lotto right now is almost $1 billion.
If you're just giving it away, just saying. If you're giving it away, I'll take it.
When we're gonna give some props to the new queen? Did we lose Blue?
He's fixing his
good?
camera.
I'm still here. My camera issue.
Yeah.
The new queen.
If you're gonna say Bowsette, she's no. Not
Stay the block.
Not Bowsette. I'm talking about the queen that works at Waffle House, catching chairs mid.
Oh my goodness! Here we go.
Did you see this superstar? Did you see the athleticism, the timing, the Matrix level fucking Neo moments and shit? She fucking caught that thing. This was not her first rodeo.
Oh shit!
She caught that chair mid-flight because she knew what time it was. Then she proceeded. All right. I think we were trying to move on to
your Waffle House. Yeah, Waffle Girl.
Oh, yes, it was. Yeah, Waffle House.
Old girl and Waffle. I mean, if you've never been to a late night Waffle House, especially on a Friday, Saturday night, 1 a.m, folks are half drunk. You got all kind of folks coming out of the club.
Half drunk? They're fully drunk.
Mostly, yeah. They're all the way gone.
They are almost Super Saiyan Blue level drunk when they come out of the Waffle House.
But the employees are used to it. Like, they fucking know the deal. They know the drill. You know what I mean? And this superstar, what is her actual fucking name? Because I think you found her name.
What are you talking
about?
Waffle House Wendy.
Shit! What the fuck was it? Yeah, it's Waffle House Wendy. So you need to
Waffle
know.
House Wendy. There you go. She was ready for a fucking customer to throw a goddamn chair. She threw the fucking chair. She caught it fucking mid-flight, one-handed, I believe, and then made the motion. Come on, bitch! She came over the counter. She whooped her fucking ass, and the rest is just this fucking legendary viral fucking video. I know y'all saw it. What y'all think?
I'm trying to look up to see what her name is.
So I'm gonna say when the chair is thrown, the chair isn't caught. It is blocked and tossed to the side with one hand.
She
Like-
break the power of that chair.
Yeah,
Her
she
name is
lit-
so her name is Haley Booth.
All right.
HALIE BOOTH.
Yeah.
Haley. Haley.
That's Haley.
I never seen Haley spelled that way before. That's some spelling stuff.
Yeah, but
All right, go ahead, old ninja.
But yeah, she blocks the chair. So she not only blocks the chair, she doesn't catch it. She blocks it and tosses it aside. And then the girl picks up another. The girl that accosted her picks up another chair and she eggs her on. I was just like, what the fuck? That was some pretty epic shit. Like, I don't know if you see the whole video, but the girls that were patrons, they were fighting
Oh, I seen the whole video.
counter at first. That was wild.
Oh my god! You said
'Cause
you
they-
see the girl that jumped on the counter?
Yeah, she falls. She jumps on the
falls on her
counter and
ass.
falls because she's like drunk and doesn't have balance. So she like falls when she gets up top because I guess she's gonna start kicking people, but no, she like both her feet come out from under and she's right down her ass, and she like falls on the other side of the fucking counter. Like, what the fuck? Like, how are you gonna go in? You're there to eat food, drunk or not, and you start talking shit just because you gotta wait or something? Like,
I'm gonna say, yeah, you're kind of there to eat food. Most people are there to semi fucking sober up.
Yeah.
Semi.
That's
That's why you
the
eat
main
food.
thing. Yeah.
Like food
Well, I know-
helps with that, but it's more about getting something in your body. You know what I mean, and waiting enough time so that you're decent enough to get home safely. That's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was surprised that she didn't like.
But I
defend-
heard that
Go ahead.
but no, go ahead, Cron.
I was just saying, I was surprised she didn't like deflect the chair, put it down, like sit in it, and do like a fucking kung fu pose or some shit. Just guys, tell him to come on, you know. And also, I got to say, I was looking up this.
Avatar shit.
Yeah, I was looking up this lady's name, and goddamn, Tucker Carlson came up, and I got to say, their headline for this is actually pretty dope. They called her the last chairbender. I'm just saying, fuck Tucker Carlson. That's a dope name.
oh god damn.
When the world needed her most, she disappeared.
Yeah.
she ends up in a Waffle House.
It says the last
it was cool
chairbender,
that,
drunken
Lin-
brawlers are no match for the Waffle House queen. Sorry, go ahead, Blue.
Yeah.
So Linda Carter, if you know who that is, she played Wonder Woman back in like the 80s, 90s. But she tweeted out, yeah, late 70s. She tweeted out saying that that she trained she trained to be Wonder Woman in the Waffle House. So she got in on this too. But it's kind of interesting that so she's called. I mean, they call her the Waffle House Wendy, but before that they called her the Waffle House Avengers. That's fucking great.
That's awesome.
But no, I heard that she posted up on her Twitter account exactly what happened, and so like apparently like there a group of people came in and they wanted to sit in a certain area, but that area was closed, but they sat there anyway, and they were being rude and everything, and so Waffle House Wendy was like, well, I'm not cooking for you, whatever not, and so that's how the shit goes down. But she lost her job. She got fired.
Damn.
What the fuck?
So
It's fucked up
Just-
shit.
just to let you know, in any food service, food handling business, whether it's a restaurant, fast food, anything like that, your policy is to not get into a fight no matter what. You're supposed to
She didn't.
call the
She
police.
just
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you defend yourself. If someone accosted you and you defend and you strike, no matter what, it's automatic terms for termination.
But here's
no
my
matter
thing,
what.
though. Waffle House. How you gonna be a Waffle House employee and not get into a fight?
Throw them blows.
Like
Yeah,
that's
it's
just
pretty
almost
hard.
impossible. Late night Waffle House? Come on.
I mean, I'm just saying.
All right.
That should
you
be
can
in
talk
that should be in a
shit, but
job
it doesn't
title.
matter. Yeah, just being in a fight. I mean, I'm sure in New York maybe it flies like that, but if you get into a fight, it's supposed to be automatic grounds for termination. So that way the company isn't liable for anything. So
I feel like that's like a lawsuit on its own. Just the fact that like I'm working in this unsafe environment, and I'm
you can try to
risking
sue.
my life.
You can try to sue, but when they show you when you sign up and sign all your your I-9s and W-2s, there's a clause right there saying that you're not supposed to get into any fights.
I think if
If you do, it's grounds for termination.
if you're bodily
Here's the funny
if bodily
thing, though.
harm is coming, I think you have the right to defend yourself. That's
Yeah.
just me personally. So
But here's my other thing too. I have been to a whole lot of fucking late night Waffle Houses and shit. They're all over fucking Georgia, and that's where I went to school. I didn't see fucking nan one of them that had fucking security or anything like that. Even when every fucking Friday, Saturday night, they would have something pop off. Like, it's just people in aprons. There's nobody with any fucking special skills or like.
let me see if I can share this with you. Hold on.
You know, I got it. What kind of food do they serve at Waffle House? Are they like IHOP
I mean, it's
or like a
breakfast
fancy
shit. It's
nice
breakfast
Denny's?
shit. Like,
Can you guys see
it's
this?
obviously waffles, but
Can you guys see that?
I see. You're presenting something.
Yeah.
Not playing. Oh, here we go.
No, you guys
Oh,
see
now
it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's just great.
it's an anime kind of depiction of her.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I've
That's
seen the
awesome.
other anime where she has anime titties and like has power of like a chair in her fucking arm. Her arms are glowing and shit. That's just fucking awesome.
What if she was
Then
in
I saw some shit where somebody have animated her into Mortal Kombat. They saw a new opponent entering, and it just a Waffle House girl shows up.
somebody from
That's awesome.
Chainsaw Man should make her into the chair demon.
There you go.
Because you know they got like different kind of demons. She should be the chair demon.
You know,
Mhm.
I would not be surprised if that ended up in the show.
Yeah. They got tomato demons and
I
shit.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, I haven't seen the latest fucking Chainsaw Man. But
There isn't a latest one.
Yeah, I think I'm on episode.
Yeah.
there's not a latest one.
It's wrapped. Season ended last
I missed
last week.
I missed last week's. So I gotta watch
Yeah.
last week's.
Me too.
But yeah,
Me too.
that makes sense though. The chair demon where she like lifts chairs and chucks them at people.
Hell yeah, and
That'd be
sharpen
fucking
the legs up and shit.
Yeah, just fucking pin people to the wall and stab them and shit. Oh shit, that'd be fucking wild. Wild. I'd watch.
Why not? Why the fuck not, man? It is what it is.
Oh, can we please
Did y'all?
talk?
Oh, go ahead.
Can we?
Go ahead.
I hope it's the same page here, but can we talk about Andrew Tate?
I was gonna go
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna go there.
Again.
Because I wanted to talk about it last week, but we didn't get around to it. I just his up and coming is just it's so fucking great. Like the way that he just got owned. And
Did we lose Blue?
Yeah, we lost Blue. So basically, last week, Andrew Tate, who is a former kickboxer, current douchebag, he decided to tweet at Greta Thunberg, who is a 19-year-old autistic. Like, wait, well, how would you?
I think she's wouldn't you call her an
I
activist?
want to say
Environmental
she's
activist?
environmentalist,
Environmental activist.
environmentalist, yeah, environmentalist activist. And he decided to tweet at her out of nowhere to this 19-year-old, woman that that he has, he has 33 cars and he wants to know the environmental impact of his cars and they're all gas powered, blah blah blah. And he took a picture of him filling up. I forget what kind of car it was. Might have been a Lamborghini. I don't know.
Oh, it was a Bugatti.
Was it a Bugatti? Yeah. So she tweeted back because she asked for her email address to like get her analysis on it, and she emailed back something like her email address was smalldickenergy@getalife.com or something like that. I was just like, damn, she totally fucking flamed this dude, and he was already catching all kinds of flack from like the internet for just being dumb. Because like, why would you if you were a secure dude, why would you feel the need to flex on a 19-year-old? Like, what are you doing? Like, seriously, things have gone wrong in your life.
Yeah, and just to piggyback, she's caught in hell since she was underage.
Yeah.
From a whole lot of grown ass men. Let's be really clear about that. Like, she spoke at the UN, about environmental issues, and ever since then, a whole lot of folks who are, I guess, anti-environment, anti-earth, whatever the fuck you want to call it, have been coming at her in really ugly ways, like threatening fucking ways, since she was literally, I don't know how old she was
Maybe
then,
10?
like 16, 15? She was still a teenager, but like
she was super
definitely
young.
a minor.
Yeah.
And that's what's so fucking weird and gross. And of course it continues. Now she's, technically a grown adult in terms of being 19, but it's just like,
how could you not want to clap back when the last 3 or 4 years you've suffered nothing but ridicule from people when you were just a kid.
Wait, who are we talking about? This blew up. Just joined the podcast.
We're talking about Greta Thunberg and the Andrew Tate thing. Yeah, I think when she first came out, like the whole vitriol from like mainly people on the right and just like climate change deniers was incredible. Like you might not so if you don't agree with her message, that's totally fine. But people just went after this kid like with just like guns blazing. I was just like, holy shit! Like, what are you guys doing? Like, if you don't agree with climate change, that's fine. But like, I mean, she's a kid, and some of her anger, if what she believed was really true, then yeah, she has the right to be pretty fucking pissed about it. And I think that still to this day, I don't think there's any denying that our climate is changing for the worse for humans. I mean, we're looking at the
remix.
Like right now, just look at the fucking most of
We're
California.
gonna lose them.
California's getting hit by a single fucking.
We're still live at the moment.
What are you doing?
He might come back.
Why are you talking?
Will he bring you back from the brink?
Can you guys not hear me
anymore?
Shit.
Can you guys hear me?
I can't see.
Does this storm have a?
Like maybe they can't hear me.
Give the storm a name
because it's SoCal, so they're not hitting like we are.
Can you hear us, Cronus?
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, you're back.
Oh, it was weird. Like you just
we couldn't hear you.
Super talked over me. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah,
couldn't hear you.
You froze.
Yeah,
you froze.
Sorry, at least it's recorded on my end.
That's actually in his podcast.
Yeah, technical difficulties.
The Frozen
again.
podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like we're literally getting hit all of California by the same fucking storm. It's pretty terrible, like our climate right now. And I don't think there's any denying that things have changed, since we've been alive.
In game.
Pretty significantly. So, yeah, I think there's validity to climate change, and we should probably do something about it. And people have in the past, and I think that's what most people don't really seem to understand is that there have been significant changes that people have done in the past, but nobody talks about it. Like when it comes to lead poisoning, like the main reason why lead poisoning went down is because of the EPA, and you had shit like the greenhouse gases and the hole in the ozone. The EPA fixed that as well by taking CFCs out of aerosols. And there's like a whole bunch of things that have occurred that we saw there are direct dangers of, but there needs to be just more done because things are still an obvious issue. Like people. Like today we have, electric cars, which, they have problems too, like getting the materials, but people are still on this gas powered dick. And it's like, look, like oil causes a shitload of problems in the world. If you can't, acknowledge that, then we're not living in the same reality. I mean, look at the fucking Keystone Pipeline just had this biggest spill again, like a month or two ago, millions of gallons just spilled and just destroyed a bunch of farms and like fucking and farmlands. It's just like, but people don't even want to recognize that that's even like a thing that actually occurs, or the various fucking other oil spills that have occurred during our lifetimes. Like these are real things that destroy environments. We should probably do that less.
I'm right there with you, and just to be very clear on my feelings on this, I don't have any fucking love for energy companies that have lied for decades. And I mean lied to the public for decades and decades and decades about, downplaying the science on this. It's fucked up. It's directly akin to Philip Morris saying, you know what, a pack a day, it's good for you. Start when you're 12. You know what I mean? Smoke at the doctor's office. It's very much like that in terms of that level of lying. And, they got powerful lobbies and all of that. But back to Greta, because there's a bigger part of the story that we didn't even get to, and that's that while he was responding with Greta, there's one thing we forgot to mention. While Andrew Tate was responding, he tweeted out a picture of him also with a box of pizza around him or in front of him.
Or
was it on Instagram?
It's a 2-minute video.
Or 2-minute video, I'm sorry. In a response to Greta or whatever. Well, as it happens, that box revealed that he was recently in Romania, I believe it's a country, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a country. But
Romania is-
so I heard that
Beatbox.
wasn't really true necessarily.
Oh, so it's not.
no, it's
So
true that
what was the tip off then?
no, it's true
Maybe
that
I
he
got it
tweeted
wrong.
it, but he also tweeted that he was in Romania like before.
Okay.
So I think people just kind of wrapped around. They just kind of latched onto one tweet that said that this tweet is what made him capture. But they already knew that he was in Romania. So
Okay, good enough. But the bigger thing is that he and I guess his brother or whatever got arrested for human trafficking allegations, which is about as serious as you can fucking get. Like
Yeah.
literally kidnapping people, forcing them against their will to do shit.
And
Yeah.
Greta also had the ultimate, post fuck you of, this is what happens when you don't recycle your pizza boxes. I was like, damn, she came hard.
But it's funny because like the whole pizza thing about how it tipped off the Romanian government and that her tweet about the pizza box itself made it that much more epic. Fuck you, at the time. Was pretty
How
awesome.
you gonna be big and bad and bold on fucking social media when you got a alleged, quote unquote, but I believe he fucking did it, human trafficking ring that you fucking spearheading? Like you should be fucking laying low, you fucking idiot.
My favorite meme was the one that says like he's got 31 cars, but he still can't escape from this. like,
Yeah.
like, that shit was fucking great.
Yeah, there's a lot of great ass fucking memes. But I mean, the thing that got me was his fan base was all about like he didn't do this, like this is what happens when you speak out against the left. They come up with
I hate when
allegations.
they do that shit.
They come up with allegations to silence you. That's the narrative that I keep seeing about him being put in jail. But I'm like, the people on the right, they're the ones who yell the most about putting pedophiles in jail and people that do harm to children, whatnot. I'm like, this seems to be pretty on par with that kind of allegation. And when it happens to someone that you like, now all of a sudden it's like a big faux pas. Like this is bad form. This shouldn't be happening to him because he's the one fighting against this type of thing. I'm like, dude, what he says is not necessarily the best thing that's good for you or good for the people that's out there. I've seen some of his stuff that he says, right? I was watching one today, and he's talking about why he lives in Romania because it's a very old school religious country. But I'm like, well, the reason why he likes it there is because he knows that the women he can go after, they're going to have a less likely time of saying no. And if he does hook up with them, he can do more things to them that would deem unsavory or even illegal in the U.S.
And let me just say this. I don't have any problem, for me, with him hooking up with girls or whatever, being a playboy or whatever. All that's fine. There's plenty of celebrity men that do that shit all over, U.S. or not.
And politicians.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the human trafficking, which again is against their will, potentially, and I haven't seen all the details on the allegations involving underage folks, potentially.
Yeah.
Which is a prime brooding system to get young girls, dress them up, be all pretty and stuff, make them eat a certain way, dress a certain way, just to be like a trophy wife, arm charm, that kind of thing. And you can do that in countries like that, and there's little blowback, but there's
you know
things that when you do little kids that are underage, those countries do not fly with that kind of shit. They do.
You know how fucking
just
pathetic.
Like they're old school religious, they do old school discipline as well, like cutting off hands and limbs and shit.
But you realize how fucking pathetic you got to be. You're a celebrity with all these 32 fucking Bugattis and Lambos and shit. You can't pull no fucking hose like without human trafficking. Like really?
I mean, his followers say that he left because he spoke too much truth.
Whatever.
So
there was
all the time.
There's a famous poet out there that says, "We don't want no short man." So maybe that's his problem.
Wait, is he short? He's not short. He's like 6 feet,
Uh,
isn't he?
I don't
Dude,
even
that
think he's that short, but that's still funny.
wait, no, short does not mean
Oh,
height.
I
It does
get it.
not
That's
mean
true.
height.
That's true.
Yeah, I
That's
get it.
true.
Does
Yeah.
not mean height. But no, like
I get-
I don't know if it's always because like R. Kelly, it's like well at the time he was like one of the biggest R&B singers in the world, and like he fell on this shit. I mean, he didn't fall into it. He is somebody who did this stuff. And it's like, dude, like you get hoes from different area codes, and here you are, like messing around with little kids. And I mean, he even messed with older women, but like he like visit them and shit like that. So it's like I don't know. It's I don't know. I don't want to say it's a mental thing, but it's more like a power thing. Like he just wants
Yeah.
to overpower
It's
somebody.
It's always about power. It's always
Yeah.
about controlling another human. It's
Yep.
never. Sex is a secondary. But to utterly control someone, that is the ultimate power that they want to attain.
Yeah. All bad.
Yeah,
And,
it's like it reminds me
we're
of like
under the
these conservative dudes that they're so anti-gay, but most of them like are gay, getting their dick sucked in in bathrooms. Like
Yeah.
seriously,
Well, hold on. What's also funny is that like a lot of right wings will say some shit like, "Oh, I'm about to do something, and the left wing's gonna stop me from doing it." I don't know what the difference between left and right, but they will usually say something about like the other wing is gonna do something, and then they'll do some dumb shit. Like for example, like Elon Musk, he tweeted out something saying like, "Oh, I used to vote Democrat, and I'm gonna vote Republican. I watched the Democrats come after me or something like that, or some stupid ass shit."
it's in his financial interest to vote for the right because it's going to save him money. So I just went through a Newsweek article, confirming what I just said earlier about it wasn't the pizza box. So we already talked about he owns a house in Romania. So I mean that'd be a first dumbass clue that hey maybe he's here. But yeah, they knew he was there. They were investigating him for months. There was a story back in April where there was a report that there was somebody that was sexually assaulted in his house back in April. So they had this was building for like four to six months. They were building a case on him, and that just happened to be around the same time that he got arrested, which is perfect timing. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be related to the pizza box.
All I know is Rainbow Six Siege has like the different countries of like the operators and whatnot. I just picture the fucking Romanian, whatever the fuck version of them. Siege in the fucking window, going in Spider-Man style, upside down through the rope, breaching.
Yeah, they probably did. They probably breached his room. They probably had the exits covered, took him and his brother down, probably tackled him. And I know what you mean. So Italy, they have a special version of, or not, I'm thinking Italy. Romania probably has a version, a version of SWAT. I can't think of the name right now, but they probably had the same thing. Fully tactical gear, head to toe. They probably went in there. So I'm reading now that his Legion of Cars has been seized by Romania. I'm seeing like multiple reports that
They all failed smog.
Yeah. Oh shit! Hey, this is going back. So Vice.com is reporting that Andrew Tate had a rape suspicion dating back to 2015.
Still in
the
Romania
UK,
or
no, in the
somewhere
UK.
else?
In the UK. So
That's
Hey,
right.
the Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan is Romanian. Little fun
There you
fact,
go.
fun in there. I just want to say, I was like, I know there's a hot celebrity that's Romanian. Let me see who that might be.
I was like,
But he came
Natasha
on the list.
Romanoff. She's pretty hot.
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah.
she's Russian, dude.
I know. I'm just
Oh, yeah,
saying. Yeah.
All right, but yeah, fuck him. Hope all his victims get the care they need.
I'm seeing this one person is saying that the CIA was behind the Andrew Tate arrest.
I mean,
They typically don't get involved with. First of all, I don't think Andrew Tate's an American citizen.
He could have dual citizenship. I don't know.
Yeah, but
yeah. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty to blame the CIA on because they've done some absolutely
fucking
heinous shit.
Yep.
But at the same time, I think that the Romanian police department and SWAT and internal affairs had a vested interest in protecting their own citizens, right?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I don't see why the CIA would get involved unless there was an American. Oh, but actually, there was an American that they mentioned earlier. They're American woman, so maybe that's why. Because usually the CIA usually doesn't give a fuck about non-Americans. It non-American people. So
True.
unless they're trying to
And-
overthrow you.
Mhm.
Yeah, then they care. And I don't think he's political enough for the CIA to give a shit. I mean, they might show up to have a talk to him, but I doubt they're gonna claim jurisdiction and try to extradite him. They'll be like, you fucked up. So they probably want to know if he's. They probably most likely want to know if he's aiding and abetting a government of an enemy of the U.S. That's all they give a shit about.
There you go. What did you say, Old Ninja? Just switching gears a little bit about when does this HBO Last of Us drop?
Oh, the 15th, so 11 days. 11 days will be the Last of Us on HBO, which is
Wait, so-
highly, highly anticipated. With
Does this have the Mandalorian guy or does this have the Wonder Woman 84 guy? Because those guys still look the same to me.
The
They are the
Mandalorian
same.
guy. Yeah.
They're the same person though, right?
Yeah, they are the same person.
Wait, the Mandalorian and the Wonder Woman guy is the same person?
Wonder
Maxwell
Woman
Lord
84?
and yeah,
Pedro
same
Pascal,
guy.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pedro
same
Pascal.
guy.
Okay, I forgot. I thought they were different people.
Yeah,
Somebody
so-
told me they were
Same
different.
guy. No, same dude.
So-
one of them just has
Oh,
one
no,
character
it's
has more hair.
No, it's homeboy from Age of Ultron, the guy who activated the Winter Soldier. What's the guy's name? Is that the same guy too?
No, different guy.
The guy who that read the book to the Winter Soldier to reactivate him
I know
to
you're talking
Oh,
about.
Baron
fuck shit up with
Zemo.
Definitely
Baron
yeah,
Zemo.
Baron Zemo.
It's a different guy. That guy's
Okay, those
different.
two look alike.
Oh, that guy might be Romanian as well. If I'm
Could
not
be.
mistaken. I think
Could
he
be.
might be. I think he might be Romanian.
We
Anyway,
just
Last
making
of Us,
we
HBO
just
Max.
making up shit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Everything,
still down for this one. I've seen obviously the trailer. It looks interesting. It looks like it's going to follow some of the same traditional beats from the first game. There's a ton of lore and all of that. They got obviously these good actors and shit in there, but I'm fucking hyped for this one. I don't want to be overly hyped, but this could be a fucking special one, even for folks who already know the goddamn story. What do y'all think?
Wait, is this? Well, I was gonna say, is this the first video game TV series? But no, because I think The
No.
Witcher was up there as one of them. So yeah,
Which-
I'm
well,
excited about
Witcher-
this.
There's a bunch
I
out
mean,
there.
you can't if you count the animated shows, that doesn't make sense as a bunch of players.
I'm only thinking of live action because live action movies adaptations of video games have sucked, other than like Sonic and a couple of other ones. But like TV series, it's really rare for them to go that route with video games.
I mean, technically, Resident Evil was, live action. It only lasted one
Yeah,
season.
it was pretty good.
Oh, so there's a Mortal Kombat live action series before the movie,
Oh shit!
before the remake of the film. So there was that.
It's all
There,
about
you
it.
can
It was
watch it.
good.
It was. So it was actually I was watching it. It was pretty good. There, the thing is, the episodes are 15 minutes. So it had Michael Jai White as Jax,
That
and
works.
Jerry Ryan as Sonya from 7 of 9 from Star Trek. She was
Okay.
Sonya.
Okay.
So
I'm
you can watch it
interested.
on you can watch it in HBO Max now.
Ooh.
I think it's called
Mortal Kombat.
I can't remember the
Conquest?
name.
Mortal Kombat.
I think
Conquest?
that's it. Yeah. That is it. Yes, that is it. That's it.
So I mean,
But
obviously,
it's on HBO Max.
we had Halo recently, which is live action. The
Yep.
Super Mario Brothers Super Show. Y'all remember that shit? There's actually there's Street Fighter.
Actually, that was fun back in the day.
My youngest, she had a whole phase of like a month where she just wanted to watch that show, and it was crazy. Cause
Was that Lou Ferrigno in there? Or not
Mm,
Lou Ferrigno.
no,
What was the name of the guy who played Mario on that shit?
I can't remember his name, but yeah, it was a interesting show because it was like half animated, half like live action with like
Well,
special
Oh.
guest appearances.
Yeah.
you know what's crazy is that I didn't. I wasn't until like a couple of like years ago, or maybe even recently than that. Is that the guy who played Mario in the live action Mario movie is the same guy that was in the Who Framed Roger Rabbit movies, like the
Oh yeah, the movies. Yeah,
Bob Hoskins. R.I.P.
yeah, I want to say his name. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. For the longest time, I didn't know he was British.
Yeah.
I had no idea for the longest time that he was fucking British.
He was in Danny the Dog too. Remember that movie with Jet Li?
Never.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Where he was dog. He was the dog.
Yeah, Jet Li was a dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Last of Us, HBO Max.
We will fucking see. And then I saw some news. Finally, they're talking about this multiplayer game in the world of The Last of Us 2, I guess. Still with no release date.
Oh, I dropped again.
I need Stitch because Stitch should be trolling your ass because he said back in 2020 when Part 2 came out, he's all, no one's gonna give a shit about multiplayer added onto this game, and now it's 2023.
Yep.
And we still don't have fucking multiplayer.
Not only did we not have multiplayer, we didn't even get any significant DLC for that game. It was a great game.
We got an announcement at the Video Game Awards. There will be DLC for the game, but it's like updated like graphics or some bullshit and like some other bullshit. Like nothing major, not like story content DLC. But it was they kind of teased it. But I think it's really just going to be the multiplayer game, which will be separate and launched later on this year, potentially, provided it even goes through.
Well, what sucked really was, remember, The Last of Us Part 1 for PS5 released this 2022 for $70 with no multiplayer. So it was missing stuff that the PS4 and PS3 version fucking had.
Yeah, see, I feel like they tried to take a note out of Mass Effect. The problem with that was Mass Effect gave you 3 fucking games and all of the DLC except for one and no multiplayer. But there was enough content to keep you tided over versus just playing one game with very little content. Like, you don't even get the DLC with The Last of Us. Yeah. You do with Mass Effect. You get all the DLC with Mass Effect except for the one that broke and no multiplayer. Yeah. So that's kind of not that good of a trade-off. Not only that, it was like $20 cheaper, or maybe $15 cheaper. So to me, that's not a good look from Naughty Dog to try to recapitalize, because you can play the game on your PS4 if you still have it.
You can play it on the PS5 as a free PlayStation Plus game.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah, I'm not willing to unless it's like a significant upgrade. Like I'm playing God of War 3, which I forgot about how good the game. I'm gonna keep talking about it, but the game is so good. There's significant visual upgrades on that one, but still, I think I got it was on PSN Plus or whatever. So
yeah, I got it for free. I haven't booted it though.
Dude, it's fucking. It made me remember like how great the old God of War games were. They're just different games. That's all.
Yeah, because the God of War on new consoles, like the story is amazing, but like the gameplay of God of War 3, it was like next level.
I mean, and I mean, you have to put it in context for that time. You know what I mean? Like at that time, this was like one of the most amazing things we had ever fucking seen on a console. It really was that good. So
well, it changed the hack and slash genre forever.
Well, remember EA. And I'm not throwing shade at this game because I liked it at the time, but the EA was like, "Fuck, we could do our own God of War. We'll have Dante's Inferno."
Oh, that was a great game. That game was fucking great.
That game's good. That game's good.
Giant fucking demon came out with
I'm
his
not
dick hanging
shade.
out.
I like that game. You fucking fought Satan, and he had a 10-foot long dick or an 8-foot long dick.
No exaggeration.
And it was swinging, and you still had to fight him.
Yeah.
And you level your shit up. Like, you had a badass scythe and everything. You were fucking shit up. You can chain combos. Like, that shit was dope as fuck.
Yeah. But they only did one of them,
It
right?
needs a remake.
It didn't sell well.
Yeah. Well, because, it wasn't God of War. But it was still I think it was just as good, to be honest with you.
It was good.
Yeah, and there was a really late DLC that came out with the game that I didn't get, which I'll probably never get.
Nah, you might be. Oh, you don't. Oh. So when you get a chance, check your Steam Deck and see if the game is on Game Pass. If you have access to it, see if the DLC is there. The game is on there, but I don't know about the DLC. So you might be able to get.
Well, if it's on Steam, I can get it.
Yeah, if it's on Steam, you might be able to replay it.
You know, game needs a remake or remaster or whatever. It's fucking Heavenly Sword. Like that game was amazing for its time. I mean, it was basically a God of War clone with a female character, but like
she of War or God of She.
I thought they were going to continue
Actress of
that
War?
franchise.
Yeah, I guess not. I don't know what happened, but there was no sequel. There was an anime. I saw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
There was an anime. There was like a mini TV series. I saw all that shit. But
there was always rumors that they were going to make a sequel to it, but the character dies in the game. Like the when you use the heavenly swords, like that's it. Like once you're done using the swords, you're fucking dead basically. Like your time is up. Like you use your life energy to power it.
Video game magic can bring folks back to life.
It's true.
Yeah, it's literally ancient magic that you can like literally a fucking lotus flower will probably bring you back.
Well, there's also rumors that Aloy in Horizon Zero Dawn, she's a descendant of the character from Heavenly Thor. I can't even remember her name now.
Oh, her name. Oh, that'd be awesome. But her name is
It's like a sexy name too. Like, it's a pretty name.
I don't remember her name now.
Been a minute.
I just beat the fucking game because I couldn't find it, and I bought it from Kronos, and then I ended up buying it for $6.
So I'm gonna take the wheel real quick since we're talking about HBO Max shows. We kind of talked about this a little bit off when we fell offline, but the Teen Titans watch Space Jam is the funniest shit that you can watch in your life. It's better than what is it called? Like I can't. The name of the show was on the tip of my tongue. The show where the guy watches like movies when he has like a little robot friend off to the side. Like
Masterpiece Theater?
Yeah, Masterpiece Theater. It's better than that. It's so fucking funny. Just to see, it's up there with remember how VH1 had like pop videos, like where you see like you're watching music videos, there'd be like pop bubbles that will pop up and tell you like these little different scenarios. That's basically how it works with the Teen Titans. Like they're doing a commentary of Space Jam, and it's fucking hilarious. Once again, you have Cyborg kind of introducing the Space Jam to the Teen Titans because they're I always get the impression that they're younger than him because they're like, if you watch the show, like they don't know what a VHS is, they didn't know like what a tape deck. Like there's a bunch of stuff that Cyborg knows that the Teen Titans don't get, the other Titans get. But like it basically starts off with the aliens from Space Jam coming to the Teen Titans Tower, and just all hell breaks loose after that. It's so fucking fun. There's a lot of like Easter eggs or editing issues that the Teen Titans are mainly Raven points out.
Are they spoofing on the first Space Jam or the second?
The first one. The first one with Michael Jordan. So it's the first one that they're spoofing on, and it's like one of the biggest gripe that like this has been pointed out on the internet recently is that like in Space Jam, Michael Jordan had like a normal fucking house in a suburbia, and so like Raven's like, oh, no, not Raven. Starfire's like, oh, he didn't have that NBA money. He had that okay NBA money, and you see like a stack of money just gets smaller. Like, no, Michael Jordan's like probably one of the highest paid athletes of all time, but then also make reference to like him selling shoes, which is it's so fucking funny. And then like Beast Boy has his counter. I guess gotta watch it. It's super fucking hilarious. And like one of the things that's interesting is that like back in the day, like it was okay for cartoon characters to smoke cigarettes, where like now it's like that's like a no. Like Beast Boy points the shit out. It's fucking hilarious. And one of the things I didn't realize is that what's his name? Danny DeVito plays the voice of the monster boss.
Yeah.
I did not fucking know that until I was watching this shit. I was like, oh shit, it is Danny DeVito. Like, holy shit, how did I not know this as a kid? But like, I don't know. It's worth watching. It's on HBO Max. At first I thought it was like if you watch Space Jam and you just change the audio track to Teen Titans. No, it's an actual special of Teen Titans Go, them watching Space Jam. It's worth watching. It's so fucking like it's almost, I want to say it's perfect, but it's like I don't know. I want them to do more. Like they need to do like maybe Princess Bride or like some old like Spaceballs or some other like crazy ass like spoof TV show or cartoons or movies that I don't know. Maybe Roger Rabbit. That would probably be a good one too. But it's really good. And the whole reason why I even found this was on TikTok. I was watching TikTok, and somebody's like, "Oh yeah, if you like the Teen, like this guy was like, the Teen Titans got this commentary on Space Jam." I literally stopped the TikTok, went on HBO Max, started watching it, and I was like, "I'm sold." You sold me when you said Teen Titans commentary Space Jam, and
that's so good.
Yeah, you got to definitely watch it. You got to watch it with your kids, with your grandma, with your grandpa. Like it's for everybody, except
Terrible.
for Kronos and Ninja.
Yep.
The
It's
grown
terrible.
ups.
Yeah, it's
For the grown
Terrible.
folks.
terrible, terrible,
So
terrible.
I was looking up, going back a little bit with the Dante's Inferno thing, and look at the studio. So apparently they weren't EA back then. It was called Visceral Studios.
Oh, Visceral's dead. That's why.
Yeah, Visceral got bought by EA, Redwood
Yeah.
Shores.
And then they shut them down. 'Cause
Yeah, but
that was the studio that Amy Hennig was head of.
yeah, so they made a lot of really good games. They did Dead Space. They did the fucking Sims games. They did The Godfather. They
wow.
they did Dead Space, the first one, the second one, and the third one. They did Battlefield. They did Army of Two game.
Oh,
They did Battlefield Hardline, and they were supposed to do a unnamed Star Wars game, but it got canceled because it got bought by EA, and EA is dicks. So yeah,
EA shut them down
And
because
they did Tiger Woods game. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say they were like partially at the point to where Amy Hennig was gonna post some stuff for people, like concept art, early builds, and they're like, "Oh, we're shutting this whole fucking thing down." So their project they were doing turned into Jedi Fallen Order.
Coming jumping back to Heavenly Sword. So the character name in Heavenly Sword is Nariko. Yeah, Nariko, and the actress that did her voice was
Anna Troll, baby. Yeah. So if you ever seen Fringe, she's the main character in Fringe.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I was gonna say that.
She's great. Yeah.
But yeah, they were the game was published by Sony, so I don't know why they don't do a sequel.
I mean, Sony likes to tinker and experiment sometimes. You know what I mean? Sometimes they'll just do a one and done on certain franchises that they still own. And and video games are fucking weird like that. Like, the Silent Hill fucking franchise hasn't seen anything new in a long time, right?
Oh, very long time. They've been teasing that a new iteration or a reboot or some shit is coming this year. So we'll see.
And for those who are fucking younger and just don't quite remember, Silent Hill used to be as equivalent or just as big as Resident Evil.
Yeah.
And that sounds wild as fuck to people who aren't of a certain fucking age, but they had a Silent Hill movie. That's how fucking big it was. You know what I mean? And the movie wasn't fucking that terrible.
Wasn't there a TV series too for Silent Hill?
I can't
remember.
Netflix?
Maybe.
I thought Netflix had a thing.
Maybe. I don't know. But Silent Hill was the shit. Like, that was a big fucking franchise.
Yeah, I got into it late. I literally got the last big one that they had, which was Silent Hill for the Room.
Yeah.
Before they started doing like the remakes and HD versions. I got the Room and I never beat it, but it was fucking weird.
I mean, Twisted Metal,
I love Twisted Metal.
Resistance, Fall of Man, Killzone. They had a bunch of franchises that you haven't heard from in a minute.
Killzone, they need to redo that.
So check this out. We're gonna hear real big from fucking Twisted Metal real soon because they have the TV series with Anthony Mackie. That's supposed to be out like towards the end of the year.
I'm hoping it's great. I used to fucking love Twisted Metal. Like, that was my fucking shit for a while there.
They're gonna have to drastically redo the formula there. Going back a little bit to Killzone. So apparently, Killzone is actually part of Horizon Zero Dawn. So that's
oh shit!
Yeah, so it's the same studio, and so they decided to stop with Killzone and started doing Horizon Zero Dawn. And if you look at some of the mechs that are like the futuristic mechs that are not the dinosaurs and shit, and the animals or whatever, they're basically like from Killzone.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and so they started their code with a Killzone game, and they just kind of expanded from there. I was watching a video on it, on why they went that direction.
So the question about Heavenly Sword is what happened to Ninja Theory, which is the studio that built the game.
They still make games.
Ninja Theory.
What are they up to though? What are they working on?
I thought didn't Ninja Theory? I could be mistaken because I'll Google and fact check me. But didn't they do Neo, or am I tripping?
Oh, maybe they didn't. Was it Nier?
Fuck! Now I gotta
I mean,
Here, I got it right here.
Well, they did Hellblade, Sets in a Sacrifice. So I mean, that's
Oh,
probably one of the
that's
reasons
a
why.
recent game. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
They
a.
did a Star Wars VR game,
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Gators
I
and
think-
Morty.
they
But
got,
Haters Immortal. Hey, that was nominated for numerous awards.
yeah, Hellblade 2's
oh,
coming
they worked
out.
on Devil May Cry
Okay.
Yeah.
Define Edition for
Well,
the PS4. and
Wait,
PS1.
hold on. Devil May Cry is Capcom.
They're definitely credited for Devil May Cry.
Yeah, they chose
What?
them as the
DMC
developers.
one. DMC.
As a developer, that's wild. Okay, there's all
Oh,
right.
The other thing about a Heavenly Sword is that they were kind of one of the not how I want to say they were the first, but they kind of also use the PlayStation 4's like haptic controller as far as like the 6-axis, because there was a character on there that would shoot an arrow and you can control the arrow with your controller, which
Yeah.
at the time was like revolutionary. Like, oh shit, I can like turn my control to the left or right and the arrow would like bend and stuff like that. That was like the first game I can think of that actually used that technology in the game.
So you want to know another reason why you won't see Heavenly Sword anytime soon? So apparently, Activision had bought Ninja Theory, and then Microsoft bought them. So apparently, in June of 2018, they entered into an agreement with Ninja Theory to make games for the Game Pass. So I guess they're building something at the moment. Oh, they did. What is Senusa Saga Hellblade 2?
Yeah, just I talk about it. Yeah, Sets in a Sacrifice.
Dude, they should make the demonly sword.
Yeah.
Oh,
Same character, but instead of red hair, she has blue hair.
Prodigy. To clear up your confusion, Prodigy. You're right. Devil May Cry is a Capcom game, but they're the publisher. The developer is Ninja Theory.
There you go.
Got it. Makes sense to me. I mean, it is what it is. Sticking with games real quick. I'm enjoying. I finally fucking got Modern Warfare. I'm getting on there with Old Ninja. What are we doing? What is that thing called? DMZ
Oh,
bullshit.
DMZ. Yeah, this is DMZ mode.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's fun. I'm still working my way through the campaign at the same time. Yes, it's Call of Duty. We all know how that fucking works, but they got a lot of new flavors in that map and all that shit. Like.
Mm-hmm.
Just in terms of missions on the fly, it doesn't feel like the same fucking formula, and I'm so far enjoying it. I don't know about you in terms of other maps, because I've only played that one map over and over again.
So I think Cronus might have played this game. It was a popular, kind of controversial game. I
Which
think
one?
it's because it's basically Escape from Turdansk or whatever, or it's basically like a new version of the first person shooter mode, but apparently Call of Duty stole that mode from them and put it in the DMZ. So it's literally the same game, just added to the expansion to this.
I don't know. I haven't played the game, so.
Yeah, it was. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's the game set. It's set in Russia. That's why, and you have to escape before the radiation covers the map. So
Is that the
you're-
Metro?
is that
Metro
Metro?
Exodus?
No, it's not Metro. It's a game that came out recently. I don't speak Russian, so I can't pronounce the Tarkov.
Escape
Yeah, there
from
it
Tarkov? I haven't played that
Escape
game,
from
no.
Tarkov.
I know what you're talking about.
You didn't play Tarkov. I thought
No.
you did on your Steam. Oh shit!
Mm-mm.
But basically, that game got put into Modern Warfare because they saw what they were doing. Everyone's saying, "Hey, this is actually pretty good." So apparently, Activision took it, expanded upon it, and put it in their game. So basically, that's how you get DMZ in the game. There you go.
Yeah. So far so good. I definitely want to. It's addictively fun. I certainly waited a while to play it because I was also working on finishing up, and I have not gotten all the stuff done post game, but I finished the main campaign, I guess, for Ragnarok.
Okay.
And I know
Okay.
you and Old Ninja is still working on it, and Blue hasn't gotten it.
So
so
I
won't
platinum
spoil.
that shit. I platinum the fuck
Yeah.
out of that game.
I have not finished it, so
Okay.
I played that game on hard until like I beat the game, and I was like, all right, let's calm down now, because like Gana, I don't got the time to beat that bitch on hard. So Gna and then like the king of the berserkers. Yeah, fuck both of them. But I probably should have beat the king of the berserkers first because like the like thing that he gives you is like super OP. So it's like a crazy relic that you get from killing him. So if you want to get the platinum, kill the berserker first, then kill Gna.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still tinkering along with it, like some of the levels and challenges and all that other stuff. But you know, I won't spoil the ending. And good game all the way around.
I think did the ending leave you like kind of wanting more at the end?
I mean, it felt pretty satisfying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I felt decently satisfied. Yeah.
I liked it, but I just wanted more only because I love the game so much. And obviously, after you beat the game, there is some stuff to do. But then, like literally, like I've beaten the game, like beaten everything. So like the only way I can find new enemies is to like do the challenges again. And it's just like, oh, that's not really fun. I mean, it's I guess it is what it is. You beat a game. There's only so much that you can do. That's why we need New Game Plus.
There you go.
Does Kronos and oh God, I can't remember the son's name, but
Kratos and Atreus.
Yeah, Atreus. Do they tell like more like cool stories?
Oh
like,
yeah, they make fun of him for going through puberty and shit. They're like they Kratos and Mimir roast fucking Atreus in their journey for like growing up, like going through puberty and shit. It's pretty funny.
Awesome.
Yeah, I liked the Mimir energy in this one even more than the first game.
Oh yeah.
Except when he was telling me I'm on fire, like I fucking know that.
You're on fire,
the
Kratos.
severed head, right?
Yeah.
It'll pass.
And also, like, they improved upon some of the characters too. Like Brock and Sindri, like they really expanded upon those two characters like really well, like in a direction I didn't think they were gonna go, which was like super neat. Like one of the coolest, like saddest parts in the game is when you get like the new weapon and like the whole interaction, like what happens with Brock is like super fucked up.
Yeah, the other thing that this game, both of them did the impossible. It made me care about Norse mythology like deeply.
Yeah.
And none of the Thor movies did that. Like none. None.
Yeah.
So that's
Especially the last
impressive in and of itself, all the way around.
You know what's funny? Like when I was playing the game, I was like the Thor's daughter. What's her name? Like
Love.
Thick
Oh,
hips.
Yeah.
Thuri?
I forget her name.
In the game.
Some with a TH though.
Yeah.
Just hair and hips though.
Yeah, so I was like watching. I was like, this girl looks Thrud. Thrud is her name.
Thrud, that's it.
I was like, this girl looks really familiar, and she's in the latest version of Lost in Space.
Okay.
That's all I was like, all confused. I was like, damn, she looks, and it looks just like her. So
The young girl with the girl with the she's like a lisp kind of.
she has
little
what?
bit. A lisp.
Not really. Mina
Not in
Sundwall,
this game.
Mina Sundwall. If y'all look her up, that's who she is. So
Yeah. The other one who was extra thick, Lady Sif. Oh Lord, that was a tall glass of just booty. I was like, what? What is happening here? So
always
anyway,
clapping them cheeks.
yeah. Right. Had to lift his gut up and fuck it up.
Yeah.
God dang.
They've made him fucking complicated. Of like being just some drunk, like that fucking bar scene where he's just drunk, fucking everybody up. I was like, this shit is hilarious.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much, but Thor, from a non-playable character standpoint, might have been one of my favorite characters in this franchise.
Oh, he's one
other than like Kratos' friends.
especially when he's like your companion. He's like one of the shittiest, best companions ever.
Right.
Love it, love it. The other one, okay. Did y'all already get into how much fucking money Elon has lost?
No, but
No.
Jeez.
yeah,
I don't care. I don't have that kind of
he
money.
took 2
so-
billion L's. I'm sorry, 200 billion
Oh,
L's.
dude. Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
That's the name of this podcast. 200 billion L's.
Damn.
We're not live anymore, just so you know. Like the fucking stream just dropped again. So
Wait,
Oh,
it's
I'm
it
gonna bring it
should
back
be called 200 billion internet L's or I don't know, something internet related. I lost internet connection. You lost internet connection.
yeah,
Damn, the system is what it is. But yeah, I mean, obviously,
Yeah, he's
Tesla's
first person in history.
stock has gone downward, like for even longer than for me from when he bought Twitter or whatever. It's been on a fucking slide, and then you combine that with all the other stuff. It's just that amount of fucking money, over $200 billion with a fucking B as in booty.
Yeah.
Like, that's enough to change the
countries.
lives of so many Americans.
That
Go
could
ahead.
change countries.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I think what's even crazier is like not only has he lost monetary value, but he's also he lost the respect of like a lot of people.
Good. Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants to work with that guy anymore. Like
Yeah.
seriously, he's like totally he's burned bridges. He's just like, and he's fucked up Twitter so bad. Like, what is going on with Twitter? Like seriously, all of his
Yeah.
ideas for Twitter have sucked and like have not went well.
No.
It's amazing that some advertisers are still on there and whatnot, but I mean, treating highly skilled engineers like they're fucking garbage, like they're disposable pieces of shit who basically write the code that make this platform. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he doesn't understand like how the code works. Like, did you listen to him like on like his public con calls? And he's like, he doesn't understand like how the actual code works. Like, he might say, "Oh, it's just the code, or it's in the stack," but you're just saying vague terms. Like, you don't understand what actual code they're writing or what is actually in the stack. Like, don't just say the words without understanding what the fuck they mean. And then when people call him out on the phone calls, he'll call them dumb. And it's like, no, dude, you're the dumb one. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah. Meanwhile, none of us have lost over $200 billion. You know what I mean?
If I was Twitter,
Hey,
I'd be pissed.
I lost $2 in a vending machine once, and I was fucking mad. So this guy's got me on a whole new fucking level.
Actually, I'm about to. I'm gonna play the lotto again tomorrow because it's about to be $1 billion again. So
Again?
yeah, I think that's a
Golden
sign of like, how
dice.
fucked up our society really is. Like when you see like the lotto shoot up like super fast, like there's got to be a correlation there, like how desperate people are.
Yep. It is what it is. I think we briefly talked about this before we even started, but stay fucking safe, man. This storm, and if you're in California, whether you're in NorCal, SoCal, fucking Central California, it doesn't fucking matter. This shit, we're getting dumped on with atmospheric rivers and fucking cyclones and shit. There's been
we have
flooding.
like a category 4 hurricane we're about to hit.
No,
It's about to hit California right now, or something like that.
No,
There's the category something. It's about to hit California.
yeah, it's definitely not. It's not a typhoon or a hurricane because on the Pacific Ocean it'd be a typhoon, but it's not. That's not.
They call it the bomb.
Yeah, it's a bomb. It's a bomb cyclone is what they're calling it.
Yeah. All I know is
We finna die?
yeah, last week there was enough rain and flooding in San Francisco for people to bust out their surfboards and shit, like literally on the regular ass fucking roadways.
So anybody
Trees coming down. Go ahead.
Anybody listen to the podcast? So we're based in California. Like we used to be mainly based in the Bay Area, but now we're all scattered over California. Just the FYI for you. Go ahead, Prodigy.
Yeah. All I'm trying to say is it's gonna get fucking gnarly now. For those who live in the Midwest or the fucking East Coast, I know you're fucking rolling your goddamn eyes like, I fucking survived a goddamn blizzard that took out, froze to death a whole bunch of people. And yeah, I get that. But we're not used to a whole bunch of fucking rain over here.
Yeah.
You've heard about our fucking droughts and wildfires and shit. You fucking know how it is out here. This amount of fucking water is going to change the fucking landscape of a whole lot of fucking cities and communities.
Yeah.
Dude, like last week, there was like for New Year's Eve, it rained like crazy. Like it was insane how much it rained, and like there was literally freeways were closed just because there was like mudslides. Like there's a freeway near me, and like to go from like one city to the next, like the whole like half the freeway was closed just because half the mountain came down and it was covering everything. But like, I think videos in like Stockton were like people were like hanging out in their backyard, like, and they were like overlooking their backyard, and you think like, oh, they have this beautiful lake in their backyard, but no, that was motherfucking freeway just fucking flooded. Like it was insane.
Yeah, I-99 was just basically like it was just a fucking river. It was crazy in Sacramento.
So there was parts where overpasses had the waterway had filled up so high that it was like it became like it became a bridge when it's supposed to be an underpass. It became like this crazy like water bridge. And I'm looking currently at like there's lists of schools that are gonna close because of the weather. There's also a list of flooding, and there's like areas of caution. they have marked on the maps.
Let me also tell you something that a lot of people outside of California, especially outside of Northern California and Central California, don't quite realize. There's a whole ass of fucking levees that keep Sacramento afloat.
Yeah.
And Sacramento is prone to flooding. It's happened a bunch of fucking times. These levees have not been updated for quite a while. You know what I mean? You have the potential to have a situation very similar to Katrina in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Dude, even like I think a couple of years ago in San Jose, like the Guadalupe River flooded.
Oh yeah, that
was
a flood. That was a popular runner's route. Like you run that route, and then it was
like that
flooded.
whole area was just a
water.
goddamn fucking ocean. Basically, it was so fucking flooded.
So,
but like,
I had to drive through that or drive near it. We had to be rerouted because it flooded so much you couldn't drive into downtown.
Yeah. But it's crazy. Over where I live at here in Hayward, there's a lake up by me, and the last storm they had in on New Year's Eve, like this lake has a spillway, and that shit looked like Niagara Falls. Like I've lived here for like about 5 years now. And like there's a little trickle of water like that, but like this was like it was like a goddamn like I said, like a Niagara Falls. The water was just splashing like hella like 50 feet in the air from all the splashing and stuff from the water running down the hillside or whatever. But like there's literally a fucking pier that you can fish from, and that shit was underwater. Like that's how much water this lake had. Like I actually drove by there today just to see like, okay, like is the pier still there? This lake is still fucking flooded with water. Like that pier is still submerged on the water. And it's crazy because like a couple of years ago, like there's been like when we had like a crazy drought, there's been lakes that were running so dry that like towns and stuff that thought was lost to history was fucking reappearing. Like history was coming back from the grave basically. But now we're back to just massive mounds of water, which is fucking insane.
Well, I think we're really lucky because some of these reservoirs are also hydroelectric dams.
Yep.
And some of them are getting to the point to where they're getting so low that they're going to stop producing electricity.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fucking crazy dangerous when you have like a very, heavily populated area. Because without electricity, like you go back to basically like fucking just the Wild Wild West. Like if people can't get their basic needs met, like if you can't flush your toilet, if you can't, heat your house, if you can't, if you can't pump your gas, that shit is, it can get dark really fast. So yeah, I'm glad we're getting it. It's a lot at once, but I know it's going to cause some death and some destruction, but the area, it really, really needs it.
Yeah, because we were in year 3 or 4 or 5 of a drought.
I think longer than that.
Way.
Yeah.
So Cronus brought this up. He doesn't even live in the area anymore, but he brought this up that there are people that were trapped in their cars because of the flood. They died.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at current victims. There are 3 victims in the Stockton area where people have died because of the weather.
Oh yeah.
One person, this lady, they just found her 4 hours ago. She's a 57-year-old Asian woman. She was found in her car.
On New Year's Day, the students and I were driving around in my car, and I was trying to take a shortcut because I was like, let's take because our son fell asleep. I'm like, okay, we're gonna take a long way to go to a location. So I kind of drove through the hills and stuff like that. I've never been so scared fucking driving in my life. Like we were driving and we came to a point where I was driving and I was splashing water onto the windshield of my car. Like I couldn't fucking see. That's how deep the fucking water was. But like there was literally a point where like I literally thought we might die because the water, not that the water level was deep. It was more like I was gonna drive through this water and I was gonna like this water just gonna all of a sudden just drop. Like I'll be driving and all of a sudden just drop into like a ditch or something and we just start fucking floating away. Like it was. I've never been at this level of like fear as far as like flooding up. Like you watch news, so like there's flooding here and there, but like I've never been in like an event where like my life was at risk just because the water level seemed like it was more than it should be. I mean, there were signs that I probably shouldn't have gone straight because like there was like water running from like a farmland. I was kind of running down. It was like a fucking waterfall on its own, but like the road was still there. But it's really interesting. Like people who run through like flooded areas, like the water seems like it's okay until you get to a point where it's not okay.
All bad. I hope everybody stays fucking safe, man. This shit is no fucking joke. Do not underestimate it. Here's the other thing too. Don't think that you're so fucking badass in your truck or whatever fucking car you got that you can go through that moving water easily. People always fucking underestimate that shit, and they fucking get caught out to sea on that bullshit. You know what I mean? Like you see it every fucking year.
I mean, unless you got one of those small dick energy trucks, you know, where you got the shit like a 15 feet off the fucking ground and shit. You got balls hanging out the back. Then go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And if you, I'm not gonna say it.
If you have Gravedigger or Bigfoot, it's all you.
Yeah.
You know.
I think even then you're kind of fucking fucked because water is probably like one of the most powerful things in nature. Like water can fuck shit up.
It sure fucking can. All right, y'all. Should we wrap it or anything last items? Or are we good?
I'm good.
I know. I mean, there's always stuff, but
Oh yeah.
all right, I'm gonna call it. Old Ninja, what you got populating this week? God damn it!
So I've been watching Mayor of Kingstown, especially recently due to Jeremey Renner in the show. This show's executive produced by Anton Fuqua, who's basically this gritty cop movies, and now he's doing a TV show with Jeremy Renner. It's basically kind of like Training Day, but with the white guy, sort of, and a mix of Street King.
Training Day had a white guy.
No, but he's the lead
Oh, okay.
in the show, and it's a mix of Have you ever seen Street Kings with Keanu Reeves? It's kind of like that as well. So it's a pretty fucked up show. It's good though. I mean, it has. I guess people compare it to The Wire, which I've never seen, by the way.
Oh fuck, that's high praise.
But the show's pretty fucking crazy. It's season 2 is the same week as what is it? The Last of Us. So season 2 of Last of Us, season 1 of The Last of Us, season 2 of Mayor of Kingstown are the same week. The Bad Batch just started today. I haven't seen the first episode of season 2 yet. I'm gonna watch that. Watch the end of Chainsaw Man. I'm gonna try to stay as dry as possible and try to be careful of some of the flooding around here. I don't plan on going anywhere unnecessarily unless I absolutely need to. Playing, holding Prodigy's hand in some Modern Warfare. I actually went back to the Division 2 because I bought DLC like 2 years ago, it's been 2 years now, 3 years now, and I never finished it. So I've been playing that because a friend of mine got it. I got to finish High on Life. I'm at the end pretty much. Yeah, but I'm gonna probably finish that like tomorrow night or something. But yeah, that game it's a lot of fun. But that's pretty much it for me.
Carlos, what you got popping?
Oh, I'm starting. I usually don't do New Year's resolutions. I just start something like when I want. But because I'm injured, I kind of had to start a little later than I wanted to. So I'm trying to get back into shape again. Not that I'm totally out of shape, but I had a pretty serious foot injury and I couldn't really do much. Now I can do more. So trying to drop probably like around 15 pounds and then just, start getting back into lifting weights and finally use my bicycle that I bought that I haven't had a chance to use yet because I got a bum foot and I don't have the pedals that I need yet. They're supposed to deliver today. They're going to deliver tomorrow, hopefully, and it's going to rain tomorrow, so I won't be riding outdoor tomorrow at all. I should be getting back to jiu-jitsu hopefully on Thursday or Friday, probably Friday, and I'm just really looking forward to getting back into better shape and like kind of organizing things better. One thing that sucks about the house we live in now is that the shed that we're in, it actually floods.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I had to buy like a rack system to like put stuff on like off the ground because there was like a couple of boxes that were on the ground that are now like gross and moldy and like all fucked up. So yeah, I gotta figure all that shit out. Yeah. Other than that, I guess that's it.
Good shit. Blue, what you got?
So I discovered this new thing called it's called Tubi TV. It's something that you can find on Amazon on your Amazon if you have a Fire TV or something like that. But on there they have old school anime, and one of the fun things about old school anime is they have old school not hentai, but kind of hentai on an MA track. And I started. I went back and watched this one called Akia, and I was like, God, man, this shit like really did it for me back in high school because like there's a lot of fan service. There's a lot of panty shots. There's a lot of fucking titties. There's like girls hanging out in the fucking locker rooms with no clothes, and I'm like, man, this shit did it for me in high school. But they have some really good old school anime on there. Like they have old school like Street Fighter. They have some new stuff on there too. They have like One Punch Man and Naruto and stuff like that too. So it's a free service. It's a free streaming service. So definitely check that out. But outside of that, you know, just constantly just trying to compete, trying to be dry after with this whole storm that's hitting the Bay Area. But with my son, like this kid, like wow, like he's able to communicate with words, which is crazy. Like if he wants something, he can say it now, which is nuts. Like we got him a slide, and like he likes to have his slide down into his bed, and so like he would say a key, which is here in Spanish. Like he'll like point to the slide and say slide a key. Like he uses English and Spanish to like say stuff, which is kind of fucking crazy, and that's cool. But then also he's starting to like really like pick up on a sign language too, because like earlier today, like I was eating my food and I gave him some of my rice, and he wanted more, so he like signed for more. And I was like, holy shit, like this kid is not just a little gremlin anymore. He actually wants, like, he's communicating to us. But yeah, just watching him grow. Like right now, he's like 3 feet. He's almost 3 feet tall, and it's like, dude, you're like half my height. Like, what the hell? You're only 2. Like, how are you half my height? This is insane. But yeah, it's just crazy. Like a couple of weeks ago, the Sweetness and him had not Cronus, that COVID. But this little kid just, I don't know, he took it like a champ. Like
Nice.
it was less of a cold to him than it was anything else to him. But no, it's just kind of cool to see him growing. I think I mentioned on the podcast last week, but like he discovered his Lightning McQueen Power Wheel, and like he loves the hell out of the thing. Like he goes into the garage now and just says like mine, like, hey, that's mine, like bring it out. But I'm hoping that once it starts raining, I want to go to a park with him with it, so he can like really, you know, kind of have fun with it. But I still want to buy like the remote control kit that I can install on there, where basically there's a module that plugs into the rear motors that basically just controls like which one goes forward and back, so you just have kind of control of like what direction the car goes. But I hope I can buy that, and then it'll start raining and I can install it and stuff like that. But like I don't know, I'm really excited for him to drive it because he loves sitting in it. He knows how the pedals work. He knows how the forward and backward go. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But right now I have to turn. I really have it dialed down to like 6 volts. But like it can go up to like 24 volts, which is like fucking crazy fast on this thing. But I don't know, I can't wait till he gets older before I can crank it up. But it is what it is. I'm loving it. But he had a really good Christmas. But I don't know, it's crazy watching this kid grow. And he loves books. Like he will literally like wake up in the middle of the night, grab a book, sit in his bed, and just fall asleep holding the bed. Like fuck a teddy bear, a security blanket. Just give me a book to fall asleep next to, and that's it. So hope he's moving in the right direction.
That's awesome, man. Dad life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a bucket and a mop, but not for this wet ass pussy. Maybe for this rain and weather coming in.
Yeah,
I still need to fuck with that Glass Onion. I'll probably watch that tomorrow.
seen it.
Yeah, I hear
Bullet Train.
great things about that one.
Oh, that too.
Other than that, I'm gonna play some Modern Warfare. I'm gonna try to catch up on some One Piece and some Chainsaw Man, of course. That's fucking it, man. I'm just gonna take it fucking day by day. It's a goddamn new year. I'm more into some of the running because I have the Peloton tread. Getting back into that a little bit. Just trying to live, just trying to make it. New year, new me. Take us out, old ninja.
What the fuck? All right. Use experience, Black is Back, times infinity.
The titty meter.
Your dankest podcast on the internet with your dankness for the week. You can check us anywhere and everywhere with B's and BTI, BTHAN, BTI. You can check all the socials. We're mostly on all of them except for the video ones like TikTok and TikTok. TikTok, we're not really on there. Snapchat, we're not on there. But you
should
can
get on
email
there.
us. We don't need. What do
Are we
need?
on Blacked? Are we on that
No,
one?
you
Hold on, Black
B
is
word,
not.
AP.
Black is a different service. You need to calm the fuck down.
Pornhub?
Oh, I
You
feel
know
like we need to
what?
be on Blacked.
I feel like we need to be on Pornhub and not Black.
OnlyFans. We need OnlyFans.
No, we don't need an OnlyFans. But we do have a website. We have binhadproductions.com/B's and BTI. We have an email. You can email us at bsandbti@gmail.com because we have a Discord server with more dateness and some stuff you can ask us that you probably can't ask on the
On the air.
on the air. Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't know how to put it. Like we're live, but sometimes not live, like today. But you can check us out there. On Amazon, we have an app that lets you know when we go live. You can watch us through the app, and then I think that's it. Yeah, there you go.
Peanut butter jelly time.
Oh shit, they should be on ringtone.